Totally forgot. Okay, can I get a motion to close the executive session?
I'll make a motion to close executive session.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Town of Orangetown regular town board meeting of October 8th, 2024. Madam Town Clerk?
Councilman Paul Valentine, absent. Councilman Jerry Batari.
Here.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Here.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Here.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Here. And we'll start the Pledge of Allegiance. Uh-oh, we don't have Paul here. We're gonna have to-
Want me to do it?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we have an announcement. We have the Orangetown Shredding event, which is going to be October 19th here at Town Hall from 8 to 11:30 a.m. I know that's always a popular one. That's being hosted by our own town clerk, Rosanna Sfraga, and Rockland Green and People to People. So they just ask that you bring non-perishable foods or make a donation of People to People. I won't go into that, okay. Discussion item. The first one we have is potential changes to the town code regarding rumors or subletters. So I guess most of you are probably aware there's been complaints about people subletting rooms or renting rooms in the town. So we had the town attorney look at the code, and I hope I'm going to get this right. You're allowed up to 2 non-transient,
Right, rumors, borders, whatever you want to call them.
as our code stands out.
Right, so, and as you kind of pointed out, that's been in the code for, 50 or 60 years, so it's something that can be looked at and can be changed if the board wished to, policy-wise make it less. There was also something I discussed with the board a while ago of confirming or clarifying the definition of family. The way I see Jane in the back, the way that the building department and we've been proceeding is the way, case law has kind of developed in terms of what qualifies as a family. We don't have that definition necessarily in the code, but we can put that in just so that it's clear. And, there are certain presumptions, because sometimes people are upset if, people are not in one family living in a single family home. Again, that's not necessarily the end of it. As you know, it's typically something where if a group or if individuals are living in a home as a family unit, that would qualify. Again, it goes by case law and challenges, et cetera. So those are a couple of things that, we'll be bringing to the board to review and, certainly the public
Yeah,
will be
I mean, I
notified.
think one of my concerns, well, there's a lot, but is like proving it. I mean, I think that's at the end of the day always one of the hardest things because, it's 2024, and so if someone's living as a family unit, there's no way our laws can say you're not a mother and a father, whatever the case may be. So how do you go about proving it? So
Right, that's always an issue, again, even with the laws we have now,
Right.
is proving it. But again, there are some presumptions, kind of similar to what the board did last year with the parties, those nuisance parties.
Yeah.
There are certain presumptions that might help in proving it, and that's what we could put into the code that's not there now. So those are things that we'll be presenting to the board for consideration.
okay.
And was there a landlord registry at some point?
There is a landlord registry, yeah.
Which we
Yeah.
think we need to work on, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that identifies LLCs and who owns LLCs, who's owning the home and all this.
Right, and I think that's something, that I discussed with the
I think
supervisor.
New York even has an LLC thing now, I think.
It does now, when you're purchasing,
State has
when an
that now.
LLC is purchasing, yeah, especially a single-member LLC, has to list the name of the owner. But yes, I think that would help in terms of, focusing on rentals to the extent that they may be causing issues, so.
So that would apply, as far as we know, I guess we can make sure it applies to these border situations or subletting situations.
Absolutely, yep. Yeah, again, and it's a matter of enforcement. Maybe put on almost an informational thing, you know, hey, if you're renting, you have to register, et cetera, that kind of thing. So, again, I know another municipality, smaller municipalities is kind of doing that. It's a little easier when it's smaller, but that's something that we can be
Yeah.
looking into.
Out of curiosity, did you look at what like Clarkstown has or anybody?
Yeah, their landlord registry is similar.
Yeah.
In terms of definition of family, that's kind of, you know, what we're looking at.
Do they allow like I guess, I don't know what you
Yeah.
call it. It's technically not subletting. I guess it's like renting a room. I don't know what you
Right,
call it.
yeah, typically renting one room, you know, is not prohibited.
Right.
You know, again, some people want to be able to rent one room, you know, if you have a larger house or kids have moved out, whatever, but, you know, times are changing, so I guess
Yeah.
it's a good time to look at it. But I'll present something to the board, you know, internally, and when the board's ready to move forward with it, we can do that.
Yep. Okay. Okay, on that note, we're just gonna workshop our agenda items real quick. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have a note to myself, I forgot. Following up, I had a conversation with the town attorney regarding the zone change application that was here last meeting. And I had requested that, could we ask the applicant to have a traffic study done before we even entertain it, which normally we entertain it and then we send it, but I think that's the biggest complaint that people rightfully have is the traffic. So, you know, Rob had said that we can ask him to have a traffic study done. So if, I don't know if we need a resolution, but if everyone's on, you know, if the board is so inclined, we can have them do a traffic study before they come back. They're back for December.
This is Weston Highway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, if the board wants to, you know, certainly I'll send them a letter saying that's what
Yeah.
the board wants.
Yeah, I just think before we even, you know, entertain it, I'd like to see what a traffic study reveals.
Okay?
Yeah,
Okay?
I'll send it to
Everyone
'em.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to workshop our agenda items. Okay, so we have a couple public hearings tonight. They are all related to the budget. So the first one we have is the Blauvelt Volunteer Fire Company. The second we have is the Blauvelt Free Library, the Orangeburg Library, the Palisades, and the Tapan Free Library. That's closing the public hearing. Then we have, that's all we have, 7? Oh, that's it. Okay. Then we have, going to open the public hearing on the preliminary budget. So we'll open it tonight, see if anybody has anything to say, but we're not going to be, you know, we'll be probably likely continuing it until we can, at like some of the things we discussed, if anyone wants to make changes, including the town board, so we'll keep that open. Number 9 is a change to our code of ethics. So we had discussed this. We've had recent situations where employees have been surreptitiously, if that's the right word, recording or videoing either another employee or an attorney or whoever it may be. So we basically are changing our local law. There are exceptions for certain things, but basically they have to, you know, basically get consent or advise, you know, before they can go and start recording another employee. So that's what number 9 is. And again, we're having a public hearing on that. That's to change the code. That's 10, that's 11, that's 12. And the law's right there for anybody who wants to see it. 13 is retaining Keenan Bean, the outside counsel, to help represent the town on a personnel-related matter. Rob, we usually, though, put a not to exceed or something, don't we?
You want to do that? We can.
Yeah,
they-
I
they
don't know. I
sent
just
a
feel like
retainer.
it's always, it kind of keeps a,
You want to, what, 10?
yeah. Which in lawyer land doesn't take very long, but at least it gives, you know, some kind of.
Right, it's not a litigation.
Yeah. 14 is award a contract to sidewalk saw cutting to Precision Safe Sidewalks. That's again, it was, I think they were the only qualified bidder, so that made it easy. 15 is appoint Lisa Porco to senior clerk typist in the police department. So Lisa's going to be taking a move from highway up to the police department. And then we have a retirement of Alde Leone, who's been here for 30 years. And then we have 2, I guess they're promotions, but it's coming out of the Department of Environmental Management and Engineering, so the director has the appointing authority, so we're just basically recognizing 2 appointments that he's going to be making, one for Sean Flynn and one for Kevin Cahill. Number 19 is approve a streetlight on Schuyler Road in Blauvelt, and the recommendation of the Traffic Advisory Board. Justice Court wants to apply for a grant, so I guess we are authorizing them to do that, which we always do. And then we have lend assistance, so we have a bunch of fun things going on. We have Motorfest on October 12th. Meet the Candidates Night at the Tappan Fire Department on October 16th. We have Pearl River Day, October 19th. The GAA Project Children 5K run on October 20th. And the Tappan Fire Department 5K run on November 10th. So we're going to be lending all different assistance. Sometimes it's barricades or cones or whatever it may be. It's listed in the resolution there, so we just have to approve that. So that is it. Okay. On that note, can I get a motion to open the public comment? Do you hear like a ringing? Is that the air conditioning? Is that what that is?
No.
Okay. Can I get a motion to open the public comment?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So the first person signed up is Carol Clerkin. And again, I'm just going to remind you that it's a 3-minute time limitation. You'll see the clock above.
Again, please state your name and your address.
Caroline Clerkin, 45 Brightwood Avenue in Pearl River. Hi, Supervisor and Town Board. I'm here again inquiring about the Cherrybrook project. In August, we suffered flooding around Brightwood and Bogart. The flooding crossed over Brightwood Avenue, making it impassable. Photos of some of the flooding was emailed to the Town Board a week ago, and again, I believe this evening, today. The brook was already in bad repair and crumbling in on itself, but this flooding caused more damage, with the stone walls falling into the brook, further reducing the brook's water capacity, increasing our risks of flooding our homes. The pictures are quite graphic that you have, and I assume you've already seen them. I spoke to Mr. Di Gennaro, the engineer who performed the engineering study back in 2019. He informed me that the phases of the project can be done in any order. In other words, the upper stream, which is phase 3, around Brightwood and Bogart, can be done first. This would reduce flooding, but to reach 100-year storm capacity, all 3 phases would need to be completed. Also, completing this phase would have the added benefit of removing the danger of an open ditch. Mr. Di Gennaro also stated that doing the upper stream first would not cause any problems downstream. Myself and my neighbours would appreciate if this could be clarified or verified by Mr. Di Gennaro, because of course you can't go with what I say, it needs to come directly from him. Thank you for meeting Broker Engineering in July. We want to know if anything else has been done. We've sent emails asking for an update, but have yet to receive any response. Just like any other resident, we want to protect our homes and family from harm. But it's out of our hands. We cannot fix this. We need the town to fix it for us. Pearl River residents have been bringing attention to this problem for over 30 years, yet it remains unresolved. We're pleading with this town board to finally be the ones to get it done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, I have Stephen Gurniak.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Gurniak, and I reside at 15 South Pascack Road, Pearl River, New York. Good evening, board members. My name is Stephen Gurniak. I live at 15 South Pascack Road in Pearl River. My home is on the outskirts of Orangetown by the New Jersey border. I am seeing a home at 4 Barrett Drive in Orangetown with a tremendous turnover of residents. My wife and I have personally witnessed construction modifications to the home without Orangetown permits. This was reported to the Orangetown Buildings Department. 5 or 6 different cars have caused parking congestion. This is reported to the Orangetown Police. I do believe my neighbor's car was struck by one of these vehicles. As a result of this transient situation, my sons were the victim of an attempted theft. While they sat in our car in our driveway, a male in dark clothing attempted to get into my other car. My sons and their friends got out of the second car, scaring off the would-be thief. Lastly, my wife had emailed our Ring camera videos to the OPD with a young boy driving an illegal dirt bike up and down our street. With all of this said, I believe we should use all of our avenues possible to address these matters, including changes to our town code or zoning laws. My family and I are happy to assist in any way we can. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Next, we have Kim Roach. Oh, okay. Are you John? Yes. You signed in by accident too? You never have a problem with people taking their names off the list, okay. Okay, so that's the, everyone who signed up. Is there anybody here who has not signed up that'd like to speak? Do you not, want to speak or you don't want to speak? No, I'm asking you if you're going to open up the public hearing and then. It depends how many people want to speak. We're going to open up the public hearing. Look, we had a problem last week where we opened up the public hearing and some woman had to wait 2 hours to get up and say one thing, so if we can get through the. I know, but that's okay if you go a
It
little
can be
later. You
late.
just can't go early. It's okay. We're good. We're
Doesn't have to
legal.
be on the nose.
Do you want to speak or you're waiting to speak for the public hearing? Oh.
Andrew Wiley, Orangetown property owner. And I'm here to speak on an issue that I sent over to the board, town attorney's office. I got a copy of it. And I'm interested to understand what the process is with regards to how a communication is made to the building department. And then from there, what happens as far as an investigation? What's the findings? How does the complaint go? So the property in reference that I brought to your attention is 101 Rockland Road. This is a disabled vet who previously owned the property. He's currently the tenant. The current owner ended up, having a lease signed, raised the rent, did a variety of other things, converted the house without a permit. There's work that was performed that's unsafe. There's a deck that has no handrail that was performed. There was a roof that was done. There was a kitchen that was added. Now, it's interesting the timing of this rooming thing comes on and what the definition is and the interpretation. So I guess, Mr. Greeno, can you clarify with, obviously, Teresa or the board's authorization, is that for owner occupied, the renting of rooms?
We're not
I'm asking,
know.
I don't need
You
an
just-
answer. I understand how it
you
works.
can give all
I
your
understand how it
questions.
works.
Appreciate it.
And, has there been a violation issued? And if not, why? Has the investigation been completed? And what's the status? Because to my understanding, the tenant has inquired multiple times from the town via email with no response. Now, it could be a number of things. Someone could be sick, someone could be out, the records could be missing, whatever the story is. But there should be some sort of answer. And obviously, the landlord's entitled to due process. But if in fact there's a violation or an apparent violation or no violation, it should be known. We have on the record a situation where you can have owner-occupied mother-daughters. Like that's in the code. It specifically says 600 square feet, owner-occupied. You have to own the house for 15 years unless something's changed in the law. So I don't know how that jives with rooms for rent or how you want to define a room for rent or not a room for rent or sharing a house or not sharing a house. Teresa, thank you for the email that it wasn't going to be read in. I appreciate that, and that's why I'm here tonight. I was hoping to avoid coming tonight, obviously, for a lot of reasons. But this is really a situation where there's an opportunity to communicate what is happening. The fact that the town has not communicated, and it's been quite some time, is concerning. So someone from the building department might be able to answer that. If not, they can look into it. Obviously, I don't expect them to have the answer right now because they probably don't have the information unless they looked at it earlier today. But I appreciate the time, and I'll follow up, and I'm interested in hear, what happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, is anybody else who did not sign up that would like to speak? Barbara?
Barbara Dello, Blauvelt. I'm glad to see everybody again. I want to thank you. I know we didn't always agree early on about the comprehensive plan and the development of land in the county, but as I've done quite a bit of reading of Washington policy and Washington policy goals, I'm very aware of both the UN global goals and, in terms of equalization and fairness, and the current administration's land fairness goals, which you can find on the HUD website. And the idea is, much like it's not fair that some people have more money and some people have less, and government should help redistribute to equalize and bring equity. So they want, in HUD, it says they want to do that with land. And I have to, as I said, thank you, because I drive up, not 303, but not 59, but between 59, where all those medical buildings are, and the road where the Salvation Army is on is a mix of big buildings, little buildings, attached buildings, office complexes, and that used to be somebody's neighborhood, like when my husband and I were growing up. And you guys have really kept that out of Blauvelt. Now, of course, I'm a little worried about Ellsworth Drive area. So I wanted to just say, I know we were stuck with doing the comprehensive plan. We all worked very hard on it. But I hope and pray that we'll be able to hold back on this idea of urbanization to equalize land and make it more fair. I mean, they even talk about how wonderful it is to put apartment buildings in farm areas. It's really quite different than what most of us know. And I also wanted to say, in listening to last meeting and all the people talk, there was a lot of talk from the engineers about mitigation for the water problems. And it was a wetland. Now it's no longer classified a wetland, but it's still wetland. And I can think of example after example. I mean, I'm not an engineer like my husband, my father, and my son who went to Stevens and studied water dynamics, but I am smart enough to know that after we had the big rain, after they put in the building on the RPC property, that big data center, and there's a nice puddle that was supposed to mitigate the water runoff. Swanigan Road got water. You go to the Palisades Mall, they have a nice little puddle for mitigate the water, and there's water on, West Nyack still floods all the time. So please consider that all this fancy talk by engineers does not get rid of the water. The skies make water, hurricanes come.
Okay,
and-
Barbara, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, no
But
problem.
thank you.
Okay, is anybody else here who has not signed up that would like to speak? Nope, seeing no hands. Okay, can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close.
Want to close? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're going to move right ahead to open our public hearing. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing regarding the one-year contract with the Blauvelt Volunteer Fire Company?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So no one signed up to speak. Is there anybody here who would like to speak regarding the Blauvelt Volunteer Fire Company budget? Nope, seeing no hands. Can I get a motion to close?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we hold these open until after we get through the preliminary budget. That's why there's no, we do this every year. We're like, when do we approve it? Okay, number 5, can I get a motion to open the public hearing with regard to one-year contract for the Orangetown, Blauvelt, Orangeburg, and Palisades free, and to ban free libraries?
A motion to open.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, once again, no one has signed up to speak. Is there anybody here who would like to speak on the library budgets? Okay, seeing no one, can can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close the meeting.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then number 7, can I get a motion to open the public hearing on the 2025 preliminary budget? Motion?
Motion open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Again, no one has signed up to speak. Is anybody here who would like to speak on the preliminary budget? Okay, so on this one, we're going to continue it to... Thank you. The voice from the side. 22nd?
22nd.
At 7:05, okay. Okay, can I get a motion to continue the public hearing on the preliminary budget until October 22nd at 7:05?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, can I get a motion to open the public hearing on the proposed local law amending the Code of Ethics, Standards of Conduct regarding audio and video recording? Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, again, nobody has signed up to speak. Is there anybody who would like to speak on the proposed local law regarding audio and video recording? Andrew?
Thank you. So my question is, what was the genesis of this? Why did this come about? I know you said some specific things, maybe issues with personnel and what have you. My other question, is there anything in any of the individual union contracts that allow you to do this? Because they're covered under those contracts, and if it's not in the contracts, then it's got to be negotiated. So if this is intending to do that, then it needs to be negotiated with the unions and get their approval. In the event that you do have that ability to do it without negotiating with the union, it still has some concerns about, the chilling effect of, let's say someone is stealing from the town and someone videos it, or someone does something like harassing another town employee and someone videos it or records it. You're taking away the ability for people to protect themselves from a hostile work environment, from a variety of other bad actors that might want to make false complaints. There's a number of reasons why, each individual person should have an opportunity to make a determination whether or not they want to record video or otherwise. There might be something against the law if there's more than one person in the room. You can probably clarify that. But if it's a one-on-one type of situation, I could see a number of scenarios in which it's in the interest not to have this law passed, or whatever you want to call it. Because I could also see a situation where you could be sued for, a variety of things, silencing people. Now, as an employer, you have certain rights to policies you can do. That's my understanding. But to unilaterally make changes without the union's approval is not okay, because their members deserve to have their voices heard inside this contract or in a future contract. So my position is I don't think it should be even put into place unless someone can explain a valid rationale better than the arguments that I've just made. And I'm sure there are more arguments besides what I made as to why it's not a good idea to silence anyone's ability to record or document anything to protect themselves against a variety of reasons. Because it's very chilling to basically say, you have to get consent or approval. So that would be like me saying, okay, I'm going to go to the employer and I'm going to ask them, and what's the process? How long is that going to take? What happens if you say no to me because you don't like me, but you say yes to someone you like? It just causes all types of problems. So to give the ability to consent and not have a process as to why you're consenting or not consenting to video recording makes no sense whatsoever. You're creating a lot of liability for the town. That's my opinion, and I hope you guys take that under advisement. Thank you.
Is there anybody else here who would like to speak that has not had a chance to speak? Okay, on that note, can I get a motion to close or continue? Anybody have a discussion or anything they want to? Yeah, Rob, go ahead. I'm, we talked about it. I know what
Right.
the,
So, what came up as part of the hearing was about recording, it's surreptitious recordings that would become a violation of the code of ethics. So when you say illegal, yes, it would be a violation of the code of ethics. Case law is clear, we're not saying a person can't record, either audio or video at all. It's just the surreptitious recording. So if an employee wanted to, in a meeting with me or another town official wish to record it, they certainly could. But it would be a violation of the code of ethics if they did it surreptitiously. This is something that's in many other codes of ethics and with, frankly, stricter penalties. This one is, if someone were to violate that, it would be a violation of code of ethics subject to a fine and reviewed by the ethics board. So somebody would have to make a complaint to the Board of Ethics and go from there. But the case law is clear that, you can have a policy against surreptitious recording. Again, for any of the other points, it has come up that, in spite of folks being advised, not to record as part of investigation or whatever, that they still went ahead and did it. So, again, this is something that is in other codes of ethics and, again, will be a violation.
Well, and there's exceptions, so some of the.
Right, and there's a
about,
specific
exceptions,
exception to labor-related issues.
Right, right. Unfortunately, with AI and with everything that else is going on, we already had circumstances where, a phone call, look, this happened, I never thought we'd need to do this. I've been here for 28 years, but people take part of a conversation or change the conversation or, so there was, and then again, in an investigation with an attorney, does someone think it's okay to record the attorney without, so, and again, as far as the union rights, I know management has certain managerial rights, so I'm actually sorry that it came to this, but, when it's happened like the second or third time, we knew we had to do something. So anyway, does anybody else have any questions, or?
No.
Okay. Okay, so then can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, designation of lead agency with respect to the proposed local law amending Chapter 1 under secret. So basically, the town is declaring itself to be lead agency for environmental review. Motion?
Got a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And number 12, adopt the local law amending Chapter 1 of the Town Code regarding ethics, standard of conduct, audio and video recording. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 13, approve the retainer agreement with Keenan Bean on a personnel-related matter and with a cap of not to exceed $10,000. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 14, award a contract to Precision Safe Sidewalks, who is the sole qualified bidder. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, appoint Lisa Porco to the position of senior clerk typist in the police department, effective October 21st. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Accept with regret the retirement of Aldo Leone, again after 30 years. Motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17, recognize the appointment of Sean Flynn to the position of Motor Equipment Operator 2, probationary, effective October 14th. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, recognize the appointment of Kevin Cahill to the position of Motor Equipment Operator 2, again probationary, effective October 14th. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, approve the installation of a street light at 39 Schuyler Road upon the recommendation of the Traffic Advisory Board. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorize the Justice Court to apply for a JCAP grant, whatever that may be. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so combine and approve agenda items 20 through to 26, which again is all the lend assistance that we discussed. So we have the Orangetown Motor Fest, Meet the Candidate Nights, Showmobile for Pearl River Day, GA Project Children 5K, and the Tappan Fire Department 5K Run. Can I get a motion?
Motion to combine and approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, the audit for tonight's meeting consists of 3 warrants for a total of $867,000. Items of interest, number 3, fleet pump and service, $115,000 for pump station repairs. That's bonded money. Number 8, Rockland Paramedics, $127,000 for paramedic services. Number 13, Trias Incorporated, $37,000 for highway equipment. That's bonded money. And number 14, Troon Golf, $205,000 for the golf course management contracts. Any questions on the audit?
No? Anybody?
Thank you.
Okay, motion to accept the audit?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we do have to go into executive session to discuss the proposed acquisition, sale, lease of real property when publicly might affect. Didn't we also have personnel? We did. And personnel related too. I thought that was in here, but, okay. Okay. We are not going to be coming out to vote on anything. We do have some adjournments. One, we have Patrick Ferroli, resident of Pearl River, and father-in-law of Orangetown, DME Commissioner Eamon Riley, and John Jack Murphy, a resident of Pearl River. So can I get a motion to go in executive session?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
I'll
All
second.
in favor?
Aye.